In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your lead magnet ads probably aren't working and then what it takes to make them work. Because lead magnet ads are actually the best type of ad funnel, but only if you have everything that I'm about to show you already in place. So here I have a Miro board for you that is showing you what a lead magnet situation really looks like. So we're going to go through absolutely every single part and why this is what you need for your business. So to make lead magnet ads work, there are four main things that we need to think of. We need to think of the ad creative, we need to think of the landing page, we need to think of the email flow, and we need to think of the rest of the funnel. So here's an example of an ad, here's an example of a landing page, an email flow, and here's another part of the funnel, which is a community. So the thing we need to understand is that if we want our lead magnet ads to work, we need to have all of it, every single part of the funnel, because this is realistically what it's going to look like. They're going to see your paid ad, they're going to click on them, they're going to submit the form and get your lead magnet. They're going to be added to your email flows and the thank you page. On the thank you page, they're going to find out about your offer, and in your email flows, they're going to be nurtured. Because you now have their email address, they're going to be on your newsletter, and you might promote your community page on there, and then your appointment setter will reach out, and then they'll see more of your content, and then they're going to basically book themselves in. They're going to help themselves determine if they're qualified or not. And that is how it works in reality, where a lot of people will say that lead magnet ads don't work, and this is really a symptom of not having a clue what they're talking about or understanding how marketing works. Because this is really what's happening here. Paid ad to the landing page, submit the form, redirect it to the thank you page where they become aware of your offer, like I said, start receiving email nurturing links with Calendly. The algorithm and email flows are going to be more likely to recommend your content. They're going to start seeing your retargeting ads. They are going to Google you. So let's Google 1000x leads. And they're going to see what comes up and maybe get some more of your content. They are going to sign up for your webinar and community. They're going to be contacted by your appointment setter. They're going to receive your newsletter multiple times per week, and they're going to start watching your YouTube videos. So if you Google 1000x leads, you might just, oh, I have YouTube videos, let's see, and then start watching them. So all of these things work together to make them book a call eventually. It's not like, this happens in the same way an e-commerce ad does, where they just click and they buy or they don't. And believe it or not, when a client goes through this process, they came from your newsletter ads or from your lead magnet ads. And that is really what it comes down to. If you weren't running those ads originally, they would never have found out about you in the first place. Just because a complete stranger didn't download a free document off an ad and instantly decide to book a call to give you $5,000 or more for your service, doesn't mean that lead magnet ads don't work. They do not work when you don't have a complete funnel. And most people who try this, maybe they watch my videos or maybe they, are in 1000x leads and they say that it's not working for them when their funnel looks something like this. How is a lead magnet ad supposed to work when it looks like this? There's nowhere for them to go. It's just broken. And that's it. It's not going to work if your marketing funnel looks anything like this, which is what it does for 99% of agencies out there. There are four variables with lead magnet ads, and improving any of them will improve the performance. So we can improve the ad creative, the landing page, the email flows, or the rest of the funnel. So if we were able to improve this here, or this, or this, or this, it would improve the entire performance of the lead magnets. So if we want to improve our ads, realistically, what that means for us is improving our click-through rate. And we need to get a higher click-through rate because that just means a greater percentage of people who see our ad are clicking through, and that will lower our cost per click. So I have determined 3 ways for this video that you can do that. You can have a better scroll stopper. So what that means is if they're scrolling through their feed, they're probably in zombie mode a little bit. You need to have some sort of thumbnail or some sort of interesting image that captures their attention and makes them stop scrolling. hence the term scroll stopper. Then you have to have a better hook in the ad that reels them in once they stop scrolling. And then you have to have a better benefit or call to action, which will get them to click. These three things are going to be the 80-20, maybe even more, that have to do with your ad performance in terms of lead magnet ads. So this is actually a video, but you can't see it on Miraboard, but pretend it's a video. So here is a scroll stopper. It's just someone, in their background. It might be their friend. It might be someone, a celebrity. It's someone. It's a person. Very important, in my opinion, for this scroll stopper to have a person in it, for this type of ad at least. The hook, struggling to grow your agency. If they have an agency, that's an instant call out. If they're struggling and say yes, then they're going to go to the bottom. So this free system will help you build a $1 million per year home profit agency. So these are the three things. We could either get the better background footage in this case, which is the scroll stopper. We could get a better hook up here, or we could get a better benefit down here. If you're going to do static image ads, we basically have to have a stronger hook and benefit up here, or hook up here plus, these are the kind of the benefits. And that's basically how we'd have to do it. Your cost per click, if we go to one of my ad accounts here where I run lead magnet ads, like here's one. So struggling ad copy. This is getting a 5.38% outbound click-through rate with a 25-cent cost per click and 47-cent cost per result with a 53% opt-in rate. It's not doing much spend right now, so take that with a disclaimer. But that is what I've done through that, where, basically I've tested all of the different hooks that I could think of, tested the different benefits, tested tons of different background footage until I was able to achieve a result of this fashion. So that is what it takes to do it. It's not going to magically get to a great cost per lead on its own or a high click-through rate. You have to test. I've tested probably 5,000 different ads for mine, combinations of these three things. So the next part is the landing page. So when we say we need to improve our landing page, we basically mean we need to improve our opt-in rate. So we need to have, of the people who click on our ad and our landing page, more of them fill out the form is what we're talking about here. And there's three main ways to do that. So there's a headline, there's the benefits, and then there's site speed. When we're talking about lead magnet ads, site speed's kind of important, because if they're downloading it for free and it takes 3 or 5 or 10 seconds to load, that's a situation where they just click on it. Probably not that interested in it. They just clicked on it because it was a free resource that may or may not be good. So this kind of matters. It always matters, but it matters even more. So you go to something like Page Speed Insights, and let's just go, I don't know, we'll just put CNN.com or something. Everyone knows what CNN is, unfortunately. So what we want to do here is always be on mobile, because your desktop ones are going to be a lot better. So CNN really has very good metrics. What we want to do is have our first contentful paint under 2 seconds. And that's just a very good metric to go off of. This stuff, you could argue whether or not how much these metrics matter in the real world. It's kind of the theory versus real world, or like a practice environment versus real world. But it's always good practice to have your first contentful paint under 2 seconds. So CNN's doing a good job. And then it's just, do you want a better headline? Do you want better benefits? A lot of the time, a great headline for a lead magnet is free, whatever the lead magnet is. I can't remember who said it, but there was an old quote about sometimes the best copy to sell a horse is horse for sale. And it's kind of the same thing here. The next is the email flows. So the two ways you can have a better email flow is you handle the objections better, or you have a higher click-through rate to your book a call. So an email flow should be like you brainstorming the 30 biggest objectives that, or questions they might have, and then sending an email every single day until they're basically all addressed or all overcome. So you could either do a better job with that, or you could have a better call to action to get your, basically your click-through rate higher, or a combination of all of those. So that's what you'd be doing here. So to do that, Basically, what you want to do is have a better subject line because that's going to be more people opening it. You want to have a better first line of the email because that's going to get people bought in and hooked. And then better call to action. So you kind of can't see it, the call to action in the screenshot, but it'd be like at the very bottom here. So that would be the 3 things that represent the 80-20 to actually making this work better for you. As far as the rest of the funnel goes, it's more of like everything needs to exist. So the more things you have, the more you're going to sell. So do you have a free community? Do you have a 3 times per week newsletter? Are you posting YouTube 3 times per week? Are you running retargeting ads on all platforms? And do you have an appointment setter? These are the things that convert lead magnet ads, not the ads themselves. Like I said, no one's going to click on your ad for a free document and then just sign up to pay you $5,000 first time you ever heard of you. It's not how it works. And if you are salty that it doesn't work like that, that's just a very big, you don't know what you're talking about and don't understand marketing. Think of lead magnet ads as a way to get huge traffic in the same way you would post content to get traffic. It's just paying for it instead of taking the time to make videos or tweets or all that kind of stuff. And it's a lot more scalable. It's a lot more steady. To make this work and get a really great lead magnet funnel, you want to have a 70-cent or less cost per click. You want to have a 70% opt-in rate or higher. These things together are going to get you basically a $1 cost per lead. And then you want to get a 30% conversion rate from someone who fills out the form to someone who joins your group or watches your webinar or whatever. And then of those people who join the group, let's say, 30% of people who download my lead magnets join the group. This has 3.4K members. If that's the case, right, then basically we want about 0.5% or more people who join this group to eventually convert into clients. Hopefully that math makes sense. So basically with this math, we have the 70 cents cost per click or less, the 70% opt-in rate, that's $1 cost per lead. If I'm trying to get them in this group and 30% of people who download it join it, that would be $3.33 per group activation. And if 0.5%, which is 1 in every 200 people bought, that's a $666 CPA, which is acceptable for almost any agency or B2B business. Lead magnet ad funnels are by far the best if you have all of this stuff in place. And if you don't, they're by far the worst. If you have this stuff, you're going to hear things like, I just book calls and I don't even know where they're coming from anymore. And they say it kind of bragging, when in reality, they're all coming from your top of funnel lead magnet ads. It's just all volume driven through this process, and you just don't even know how to attribute it anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why you build the whole system, because it all works together. But to say that lead magnet ads don't work is a lack of understanding about lead magnet ads in general. So I thought I'd make this video to point it out. Thanks.